If the lights are off, I'm outside. The bigger the bag, the better the respect. That's the law here. And respect is worth more than money, because respect makes money. You can buy influence with a fat stack, but without respect, it's just paper. The women, they come with it. The better the bag, the better the women. That's not me bragging, it's just math. Still, I never chased them. In my world, people are either assets or liabilities, and beauty, no matter how good it looks on your arm, is a liability if it slows you down. The warehouse tonight, the warehouse smelled like burnt chemicals and cheap tobacco. We'd been cooking for hours. Not food, not anything you'd serve a guest. The back table was lined with hardware, switches, mags, a new shipment of polished walnut grips, still wrapped in paper. I'd just picked up a fresh piece that morning. Blued steel, clean, no scratches. A girl sat on a stool in the corner, legs crossed, smoke curling up from the swisher in her hand. She looked out of place. Swishers were for kids and broke dealers. In our crew, if you were smoking, it was imported and rolled by hand. Around the table, my people moved like clockwork. There was Cactus, who'd been running point on calls all week. Stocky, with a neck thick as a tree trunk, and a voice that never rose above a calm drawl. Then there was Fen, our driver. Sharp eyes, quicker hands, hair always slicked back like he just stepped out of a different decade. Rico handled the money. Quiet, numbers always right down to the last dollar. Boss Cactus said, sliding me a sealed envelope. They doubled. I peeled it open. The stack inside was thicker than I expected. Then, so do we, I said. That was the rule. They raise, we raise. Rules and rooftops. I keep my life clean of unnecessary ties. No pictures, no kisses, no kids. The less someone can use against you, the harder it is for them to touch you. Later that night, I ended up on the rooftop with the girl from the stool. City lights glittered below, the stars barely breaking through the haze. She was fine. The kind of fine that could get a man killed if he wasn't too careful. She asked me who I was, like she didn't already know. Instead of answering, I lifted my wrist, letting the odemas catch the light. The message was clear. I don't explain, I show. We talked business. Money doubled meant product doubled, security doubled, and risk doubled. This was not the life for half measures. She told me she'd stay no matter what. I laughed, not a mean laugh. More like the kind you give when someone says something cute but naive. People stay until the money stops, I told her. Then they find someone else's bag to chase. The ops had been acting bold lately. Not smart, just loud. Running their mouths, making noise on corners they didn't own. Still, when they saw us, they scattered. Word was they'd been jumping at shadows, flinching every time a blacked-out SUV rolled past. That's fear, the kind you can use. We had a saying in the crew, if your lights are off, I'm outside. It wasn't just a warning, it was a promise. Lights off meant you were trying to hide, meant you were worth a visit. Around midnight, Cactus leaned over. House on Sycamore, he said. Lights are off. Sycamore wasn't far. Let's go, I told him. Fen pulled the car around. A matte black sedan with tinted windows so dark it looked like a shadow on wheels. Rico slid into the passenger seat with a small duffel bag. I didn't need to ask what was inside. The drive was quiet except for the low hum of the engine. You think they'll be home? Fen asked. If they are, they'll wish they weren't. I said. The street was mostly dead. A few porch lights still on, the rest swallowed in darkness. The house on Sycamore sat near the end, blinds shut, no movement. I stepped out, the cold biting through my jacket. My breath fogged in the air. The crunch of gravel under my boots sounded too loud in the silence. One knock, no answer. Two knocks, footsteps inside. The door opened an inch. A face appeared in the gap, male, mid-20s, eyes darting like a rat's. Lights off, I said quietly. He froze. I'm outside. It wasn't the first time I'd stood like this, in front of a door that might open to trouble. Years ago, I'd been the one inside, broke, desperate, waiting for someone else to make the first move. That's how I learned. Hesitation is just another way to lose. I remembered the first bag I ever carried for the old boss. Back then, I didn't know the rules. Thought it was about looking tough, talking loud. I learned fast it was about control. Money buys it. fear keeps it. And once you have both, no one asks questions. Why are you here? For the man started. I raised a hand, cutting him off. I'm here because you talked when you shouldn't have. He swallowed hard, glancing past me like maybe someone would come to help. No one would. Inside, the air smelled stale. I stepped over the threshold, motioned for Rico to close the door. The rest, that's not for public record. Let's just say when we left, the lights stayed off. For good. Aftermath. Back in the car, Cactus lit a cigarette. Handled. I nodded. We drove off, the city lights stretching ahead of us. Somewhere, people were laughing, drinking, living, like the night was safe. But not here, not in my streets. If your lights are off, I'm outside. And when I'm outside, it's already too late.